Hello, my name is Kanokpich Jaidee. Today I'm going to present about beer. First, we will start at beer. Okay. History of beer. The starting point of the beer history originated in the ancient Egypt era. The first beer were brewed with things like that, pomegranates, and other indigenous herbs. The Egyptians used beer for various reasons, such as religious ceremonies, uh, directed of the Pharaoh, and about Egyptian, they believe Pharaoh were the first beer brewer. During the early Medium Age, the mother beer was born. Malted barley was used as the main source of fermentable sugar for hundreds of years. The 12th century, many different herbs and spices were used to brand the sweet malt flavor in beer. However, using white hops in beer and the ingredients quickly caught on by German monks. The hop acted as a natural preservative, extending the life of their beers. For Northern European countries become a brewing center. Primarlocks, they were out of beer and need to make more. For this reason, the first fermented structure debut was brewery. New York City alone have 42 breweries in 1810. Today, beer spread across the world and being an integral part of our life. What is beer? Beer is made from cereals, grain, most usually from malt berry, wheat, corn, and rice are also used. The Hephaestus is a prayer to the Mesopotamia goddess of beer. Served as both a prayer and as a method of remembering the recipe of beer, but there is a few people who know that. Beer is very important for many countries and social traditions such as beer festival. Modern beer is usually allowed 4% to 6% alcohol by value or ABV. Light beer only have between 2% to 4% ABV. While more liquid have between 6% to 8% ABV. Beer can drink pure. No one mix it with another. Beer can eat with a meal, but should not eat before going bed. Allow 1 to 2 hours. How to make beer? First step, provide basic ingredients: barley, water, hops, and yeast. Then extract the sugars from grain so that the yeast can turn it into alcohol and carbon dioxide, creating beer. Secondly, malting. The main goal of malting is to isolate the enzyme needed for brewing so that it is ready for the next step. Next step is mashing. This activates enzyme in the grain that cause it to break down and release its sugars. Once this is all done, you drain the water for the mash, which is now full of sugar from the grain. This sticky sweet liquid is called wort. Is basic curing unmixed beer, sort of like how that is unmixed bread. Then boil it about an hour while hop and other spices are added. After brewing process, let it cool down. At this point, the brewing is complete and the fermentation being. The beer is stored for a complete for off week at room temperature while the yeast works. Its fermentation is allowed to naturally carbonate what the carbon dioxide the yeast products. This picture is show about the process of making beer is brewing. And ingredients of beer. The basic ingredients of beer is first water. Water so is alcohol 93% of its weight. Raw water don't have any taste and level of dissolved minerals, specifically bicarbonate iron, but water has influence in its regions, thus the taste in each place has difference. And second is hops. Hops are flowers of the hop plant. Humerus lupulus. It can grow in many different varieties. Next is yeast. Yeast is a eukaryotic single cell. Is a microbe that converts the most sugar into alcohol and emit carbon dioxide, resulting in vapor. The type of yeast also affects the taste of it. And the last one is grain and malt. Grain is a small hard dry seed with or without the extract of fruit layer, mostly malted berry, but also a grain. And the next is ale. History of ales. Ales was an important source of nutrition in the medieval world. Small beer, also known as table beer and mixed beer, which was highly nutrition content contained just enough alcohol to act as a preservative and provide hydration without intoxicating effects. Almost everyone, including children, in the medieval world with higher alcohol ales served for recreation purpose. What is else? Ale used to the beverage made from malt from barley. It is type of beer brewed using a warm fermentation method, resulting in the sweet taste and fruity taste. It was originally bitter with great a mixture of herbs or spice brought in the wood before fermentation. Ale has alcoholic beverages allow 15 to 20 degrees Celsius, are the most popular beer in the world and have a concentration for 4.5 to 6.5% ABV. Else can drink every time when you want, can drink at mealtime but should not drink before getting bed, allow 1 or 2 hours. Most of people drink it pure. How to make ale? The first step provide basic ingredients: barley, water, hop, and yeast. Then extract the sugars from grains so that the yeast can turn it into chocolate and into alcohol and carbon dioxide, creating beer. Secondly, marrying. The main goal of marrying is to isolate the enzyme needed for brewing so that it is ready for the next step. Next, mashing. This activates enzyme in the grain that cause it to break down and release its sugar. Once this is all done, you dry the water from the mash, which is now full of sugar from the grain. This sticky sweet liquid is converted is basically unmixed beer, such of like how that is unmixed beer make bread. Then boil it about an hour while hops and other spices are added. And after boiling process, let it cool down. At the point the brewing is complete and the fermentation being the beer is started for a complete of weeks at room temperature while the yeast work its fermentation is allowed to naturally carbonate what the carbon dioxide the yeast produce. And is specific about ales. Ale used high temperature so the yeast float above and take a short fermentation time. And ingredients of ale is like beer, so it has water, hops, yeast, and grains or malt. Next, we will talk about porter. History of porter. Porter is mentioned as early as 1721. That is what made to replicate trade. It seemed to be a more a development of the brown beers. Before 1700s, London brewers sent out their beer a small amount. Porter was the first beer to be added at the brewery, and displayed in a condition fit of be drunk immediately and could send out a large of amount. After that, porter was spread in many another country. For example, in Ireland, porter was first brewed in 1776, but porter was known as French porter or just French. After the invention of malted barley, roasted until black to impart a darker color and distinct burnt taste to the beer in 1870. Irish brewer dropped the use of brown malt using patent malt and pure malt only, giving a difference in style between English and the Irish porters. Next is USA or United States. Porter was known in the 18th century. In 1850, breweries began brewing their porter with larger yeast rather than a top fermentation one. In addition, this American porter often included adjuncts such as Missy, Morris, and Portney. Portney was developed in America as a beer tool added in the world of lighter beers to add color and flavor which emulate that of a porter. Portney is made from the slow cooking of corn syrup, which concentrate the sugar in the substance. With this connotation comes the caramel-like color and consistency of portney. And the last is British. Porter was known in 19th century and it was called British porter, with its version of imperial stout. Early variants were warm fermented until the red 19th century, when many breweries began to build their porter with cool fermentation. What is about porter? Porter was one of the most popular beer in English and America. Porter is a dark style of beer developed in London from well hopped beer made from brown malt. The build is very dark, almost opaque. Third is should be clear when light do find its way through the nose. Usually contains mid notes of roasted grain, chocolate and toffee. There can also be undertoning of coffee or licorice. The mouthfeel is thin but not watery. The flavor is always made with none of the hard or bitter notes of salt. Mostly porter have 4% to 5% ABV. Moreover, that is popular is with red meat, chocolate, and hard cheese. How to make porter? Basic step is like how to make normal beer, but it have specific step is grinding in 152 degree Fahrenheit water for 30 minutes. Remove from heat, still in more extracts and bring to a boil. Add Willem tree hop and boil for 25 minutes. Add Fergie hop and boil for 20 minutes. Cool the water and peel the beer yeast when the water have reacted 70 degree Fahrenheit or lower. Ferment for 5 to 7 days at 60 to 70 degree Fahrenheit. Then let to a secondary fermenter for 10 to 14 days. Bottle beer with premium sugar beer will be ready to drink in 2 weeks. Ingredients of porter. It have simple ingredients like beer is a pour water, hop, barley or malt, and yeast. But it have special ingredient. One is a dark malt. Dark malt which give porter deep color, and chocolate malt which give porter darker than another beer. And about coffee will give them smell nice. And the last we will talk about stout. Okay, history of stout. Stout is originally the adjective stout mean proud and brave, but later after the 14th century it took on the connotation of strong. The expression stout porter was applied during the 18th century to strong versions of porter. Stout still means only strong, and it could be related to any kind of beer as long as it was strong. In the English, it was possible to find stout period. For example, last stout was eventually to be associated only with porter become a synonym of draft beer. The beer with higher gravity were called stout porters. There is still division and debate on whether stout should be a separate style from porter. Usually, the only deciding factor is strength, nourishing, and sweet milk. Stout became popular in Great Britain in the years for the First World War, though their popularity decided toward the end of the 20th century. And in the 21st century, stout is making a comeback with a new generation of drinkers thanks to new products from Darjeeling curve and regional brewer. What is stout? Stout, stout is dark beer house used malt grains which have been roasted off or brewed for a long time. Therefore, stout has a lot of malt flavor and sweet taste I darker than porter. Thailand is popular known black beer, which have low carbon dioxide gas, and it is often used to mix with meat drink in the category of cocktail. The strong beer typically is 7 to 8% ABV. The current such products show the history and development of stout and porter are intertwined, and the team stout have become family associated with draft beer rather than just strong beer. Stout is an alcohol beverage which have high concentration. Stout has allowed 5% to 10% ABV. Mostly stout is popular drink with vegetable and lamb or pork chop. How to make stout? Simple step is like beer, but it has specific step with much every ingredient at 153 degree Fahrenheit or 67 degrees Celsius for 60 minutes. Then rest until conversion is complete. Boil for 120 minutes. Put the yeast and ferment at 64 degrees Fahrenheit or 18 degrees Celsius to start, allowing the temperature to rise to 19 degrees Celsius near the end of fermentation to ensure full attenuation. After fermentation is complete in separate maize bags, add to the fermenter 227 grams of roasted cacao nib and one vanilla bean split lentils. Leave the cacao nib in contact with the beer of 1 to 3 days. Testing dairy and removed cacao nib with desired flavor profile. It exhibit condition for 2 to 3 weeks. While agents with the vanilla bean before packaging at 2.3 value. Ingredients of sauce is like a powder. It have water, hops, malt or grain, yeast, coffee, chocolate malt, dark malt, and some type of sauce have vanilla bean. Thanks for watching.